All right, hello and welcome to the next episode of 3D and 30, Velo3D's Formnext 2022 preview. 3D and 30 is Velo3D's LinkedIn Live and YouTube Live channel, and we host this about every 2 weeks or so. But with trade shows, we do kind of move things around. As you can sort of see behind me, we're in a new location. We're at our headquarters in sunny California, at least for today. Next week, we'll be heading to Formnext. And we're hosting this show at a different time today, kind of celebrating the European market and the European field. Wanted to get on the right time zone for our European friends. With Formnext, it's sort of billed as the leading industry platform routed to manufacturing what they call industrial 3D printing. Formnext hosts about 800 exhibitors, and it's more than 50,000 square meters of floor space, which is about 500,000 square feet for our US friends. This will also be Velo3D's largest international showing outside of the US this year. So it's a great opportunity if you haven't been able to go to a trade show yet and see what Velo3D's capabilities are. This is a perfect opportunity for you to do that. To help us talk about what Velo3D has in store for us at Formnext, we invited a few speakers. So we have Lucia Lamar, a marketing manager for EMEA. She will be running the show. We have Michael Harsch, he's our technical sales engineer for EMEA. And there he is, Frank Seifert, sales director, EMEA. Lucia, can you give us a little bit of background about yourself?
Yes, my name is Lucia Lamar. I'm the marketing manager for the EMEA region, responsible for launching our marketing campaigns there and for organizing events in our region. I'm based in Munich, Germany, and I've been working there for about 10 years, and I've been with Velo 1 year, learning about additive and all the exciting things that we're launching.
Awesome. Michael, can you talk a little bit about yourself and also some of your organization? I think the organization is interesting.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Michael. I have a background in mechanical engineering, and I've been working with laser powder bed fusion technology for about 6 years now. I joined Velo3D's European team in the beginning of the year due to some, let's say, lucky circumstances. And I'm based in Frankfurt, but I'd like to spend as much time as possible in our European Technology Center in Augsburg. And a little bit about my job. So I'm the technical sales engineer. That means I basically help customers print parts. So leading the technical engagements with regards to feasibility and cost.
And this is kind of an anniversary of sorts for you going back to Formnext.
I've been a couple of times, and I'm excited to be back.
Awesome. Frank, can you tell us about yourself?
Yeah, of course. My name is Frank Seifert. I'm one of the 4 sales managers or sales directors for the EMEA region. I'm in charge for Poland, Czech, Slovakia, Germany, Austria, and Hungary. And I've got a background in mechanical design or mechanical production. I studied that in my area where I'm still living in the eastern part of Germany, in Chemnitz, near to Chemnitz. I've got a long history in sales for nearly about 12 years, selling big or huge machine tools like boring milling machines in Europe and also South America. So I joined Velo in July this year. I was pretty happy to join Velo, and it's really a pleasure to see how the Velo philosophy and also Velo technology is affecting the philosophy of manufacturing parts and 3D printing.
Awesome. Well, great to have everybody here. And in case it's not obvious, we're actually all in the same room today. It's a rare opportunity. We are having a commercial summit at our headquarters. So, this gives us an opportunity to kind of look at it face-to-face. But we wanted to give you online a chance to see all of our beautiful faces, so we kind of have our own screens. I would like to say hello, Abdullah, great to hear from you. Are you going to Formnext? So if anyone watching is going to Formnext, if you can just send a thumbs up or just send us a yes, we'd be curious to hear how many people are headed to the show. Lucia, since we're talking about Formnext, what do we have in store for people at the show?
So this year we're located in Hall 12, booth D01. And I'm excited to announce that the entire European team is going to be there. Last year we were a small team at Formnext, but we've grown a lot this year. So we have a few colleagues from the US also going, like yourself, Mike, and the colleagues from France, Italy, UK, and Germany. And we even have colleagues from Asia joining us. So please come by and stop by booth 12 in D01. We're also going to be showing some large parts printed on the Sapphire XC and the Sapphire XC 1MZ For example, a full-size impeller or the largest metal 3D printed dome that we're going to have there. We're going to be showcasing parts printed in copper and M300. And we have some examples of parts of various applications in different industries, such as aerospace, oil and gas, tooling, automotive. You'll also be able to see the build volume of our printers represented by large cylinders at our booth. And we're going to have a few activities at the booth as well. For example, a wine tasting on Wednesday afternoon. We're going to have a professional sommelier there. She's going to be serving some nice Napa Valley and French wines. We're going to have giveaways. It's going to be a great time to relax and network at Formnext. We're going to have our CM partners there as well. You're going to meet SBOT or TNST from Asia. And I think we have a picture of the booth as well. So here you can see what our booth looks like. We have a redesign this year with big LED, 360 LED video wall. We have our parts showing there. You can see a photo of the XC, which is too large to bring. So we just put it on as an image. It's going to be a great time. So come out and join us.
There's a lot to walk through. So yeah, we're going to talk about everything that Lucia mentioned. I would want to say hi to Aaron. Sorry to hear you won't be going to the show, but looking forward to seeing folks from your team. And Daniel, looking forward to seeing you. So please check our booth out and come by and see all the great stuff. So Frank, let's talk a little bit about this XC that's too large to bring to the show, as Lucia mentioned. Sapphire XC and the Sapphire XC1 and Z. What's so powerful about these platforms?
I mean, the thing you have seen already on the picture from the booth is that we have our build chambers as a model there. So all 4 build chambers we have in our machines are set up there, and you can see how large our build chambers are. We got the largest build chamber on the market up to now, and this is just one point of the unique topics we have at Velo, and we developed a lot in the last years. So the second point for me is definitely the contact-free recoder, which is really cool stuff and really cool thing for our machines. We got also 8 lasers on the big machine, which is really a lot, and each laser is running with 1 kilowatt. So and these developments I would say are very important for a serious production, or to go in serious production with our machines, and with generally speaking with the metal AM machines. So I would say that also the self-calibrating of our lasers is also one topic, which is an outstanding thing and a unique point of Velo 3D. And all these things you can have in all our machines. So that's why it's a really cool solution for everybody who's interested in going into metal AM.
Yeah, there's obviously been a lot of press about kind of this war going on in the space for new technology, larger build volumes. What do you see as driving the adoption of the XC? What is pushing companies to go into platforms like that?
I would say that in the last months, or let me say 24 months at all, we received a large, tremendous demand for large parts. So the market is requesting bigger and bigger parts. The parts are getting more complex, and there are definitely 2 drivers for that demand, because we have to scale up production. The last 25 years or 20 years, 3D printing was just a niche and was an R&D process. Now, since 5 years, I would say, 3D printing is getting more and more into serious production, and that's why we need to scale up. The second point is our customers, and I mean every customer or every user, is going to lower his costs. So that's why the demand for larger machines is coming up to have more part volume in the machine to reduce the cost of each part. So that's why bigger volumes are needed. And definitely the driver in the economy, especially in my area, Germany and Austria, is the serious production to scale up and to lower the cost, definitely.
That's pretty powerful. So you get larger parts, you get serial production, you've got lower cost on systems. It's easy to see why these larger platforms are such a hot commodity right now. So we kind of talked a little bit about applications, and I know, Lucia, you mentioned a few. Let's start with this dome closeout here. I've got a cool picture of this. Michael, can you talk us through this? What does this part do? Why would someone make this?
Yeah, so this is really a good example of how our process, our technology, and our LPDF platform is really pushing the boundaries of what is possible with LPDF. And that dome closeout just showcases our capability with regards to low angle downskins. And what you don't see on that picture, but this is really the key thing here. We can build that, I think in this case, almost 500 millimeters of spherical dome closeout without any support. And we can still maintain very high surface quality, very good mechanical properties. So that's really unique and really special in LPBF.
Yeah, it looks kind of nice on the top, but I guess that's not where the magic's happening. The magic's happening underneath that. And if you want to see what it looks like underneath that, where can they do that?
Yeah, come by the booth. We are bringing it, and you can take a closer look for sure.
Awesome. And I know we've got some taller parts. So let me see here if I've got. There we go. What are we looking at here?
Yeah, so this is another really cool application that we are now enabling with our specifically 1MC and XC1MC platform. So regeneratively cooled, basically combustion chamber and bell nozzle combinations, where we are even including injector heads or mixing heads, and go all the way up to 1 meter in Z height. And that is really creating a lot of added value in these new space applications. So more powerful rocket engines, higher specific impulse. We're really driving it forward here, I feel.
There's been a lot of buzz lately about companies on social media platforms posting 3D printed rockets. So pretty exciting stuff. I assume some of those have been printed on Velo systems.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So I've got another one here. This is a pretty interesting looking part. Can you talk to us about this?
So these turbo machinery components, specifically here shrouded impellers, is another great example where these previously mentioned low angle downskins come into play. So basically where the top shroud connects to the outer diameter, the downward facing surface, you can see it here on the right. We are almost going down to 0 degree here. And normally that is not really possible without support. So having these parts support free, printing them in ideal orientation symmetrically to their rotational axis is another great example where we are adding value to turbo machinery that is used in new space, also in power generation, etc.
Sounds like some very cool geometries to come and take a look at. But geometries aren't all we're talking about. We're talking about some new materials. Lucia, can you remind us what we've got at the show for materials?
Yes, we're going to be featuring GR Cup 42 and M300.
Awesome. So we've got some interesting acronyms there. Frank, can you help us with that GR Cup 42? What is that material? What is it used for?
GR Cup 42 is a copper-based alloy at all, so with 4% copper and 2% chrome. And it's definitely developed for aerospace parts, so like combustion chambers. The properties of this material is high conductivity and high strength and high heat resistance, which is really special and it's really needed for that purpose. And but it is a special alloy just for that application, to be honest. And what we see is demand for copper parts at all. So that means in a different compound, but we see a demand for copper parts on the market.
Nice. So, Michael, have you seen any of those parts, any applications coming across your desk?
Yeah, for sure. So really coming back to that 1MZ rocket nozzle, the one that you've seen on the picture before, that was Inconel 718, but we are pushing it even further by introducing that new material to that specific application. So we have even higher thermal conductivity, so in the range of 300 watts per meter Kelvin. We can make the specific impulse rocket engines even higher by having more oxygen-rich combustion. So the GR Cup really helps to, as I said, even put more value into the, provide more value for our customers that want to use these sort of applications.
So what you mentioned kind of specific impulse. I mean, what are you looking to do as an engineer with GR Cup 42? Are you trying to make the rocket go faster? Or is it supposed to be lighter? What's your goal with that material?
Well, basically what you want to do is just increase the efficiency of the combustion, and by getting it hotter and without having the nozzle melt, you need these sort of materials with the high thermal conductivity, very high mechanical properties at high temperatures. And one thing we cannot forget, this is quite a corrosive environment. The liquid oxygen that flows through the cooling channels also puts very tough requirements on the corrosion resistance of that material. And again, this is something where GRCOP has a lot of advantages.
So this is not something that you're going to print for a cooler on your computer. This sounds like it's a completely different thing.
Yeah, definitely. So of course, heat exchanger applications can be done with copper, but GRCOP 42 is really over-engineered here. You don't need high tensile strength at high temperatures for your standard heat exchanger.
Nice. And there was another material, M300. What is that?
Yeah, so M300 is a tool steel. In Europe, we refer to that as 12709 or maraging steel. Maraging it's kind of interesting. So the name maraging is a combination of the martensitic crystalline structure of that particular material and the heat treatment or the aging treatment that you can do with that material. And it's really quite interesting because we get that part as built with around 36 HRC out of the build chamber. And if you put it in the furnace, 500 degrees, a couple hours, you can go up to over 50 HRC. And that's a really, really cool application for tooling.
And when you mentioned HRC, what is that?
The hardness, Rockwell hardness.
Okay. And like tooling and hardness, that you mentioned that as like a specific characteristic. Why are you looking for so much? Why are you looking for hardness in a tooling?
Yeah. So basically, what we are doing is we are creating a component, a tool that is used to produce thousands of, let's say, either plastic parts, injection molded components, or aluminum die-cast components. And the high hardness is really needed to increase the number of shots you can do, or the life cycle of the mold tool or the mold insert.
Yeah, it's why would AM be a choice for this?
Well, as I said, so you're producing thousands, 10,000, sometimes even millions of parts with one tool. And if you can basically increase the performance of your tool, this can have huge scale-up benefits for each individual component. So an example here where AM comes into play is the introduction of conformal cooling channels, which decrease the cycle time for the production for each shot that you want to do. So we're talking, depending on the geometry of the part, let's say 5 to 20 seconds per part, which doesn't sound like much, but again, if you're doing millions of them, it scales up. And I would say a good application with a couple million shots on an optimized tool can almost be enough to justify the investment into an LPBF system in that case.
Nice. And then, Velo 3D specifically, would we have an advantage in something like that?
Yeah, for sure. So I have to come back about our support or minimum support capability on low angle down skins. So we can definitely utilize that on the cooling channel design. We are not very limited on the diameter or the cross section that we are able to do. So you can really go very aggressively with the cooling channel geometry and therefore increase the performance of the mold tool even further, much further than it would be possible with legacy LPBF systems.
Yeah, it seems like that could be a powerful combination when you combine that technology with that material on, like what Frank mentioned earlier, these Sapphire XC systems. Now you've got the size, you've got the production throughput, you got the right material, you've got this new capability. Sounds like pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, Mike, I want to add to that. That's a great point. So especially for aluminum die-cast applications, the build chamber size is absolutely crucial. Yeah, to make large tools for large components, for example, in the automotive industry. And previously, we've been very limited here with the available build chamber sizes. Now XC is really enabling that sort of application and market segment as well.
So from racing cars to trips to Mars, we've kind of got it all covered.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. So Lucia, coming back to you, what are some of the must-see moments? Like, what are the events that we're going to have at the booth?
So on Tuesday, November 15th at 2 p.m., we're going to have our Italian engineer, Riccardo Tosi. He's going to be talking about how to create flexible supply chains through distributed additive manufacturing at the TCT stage in Hall 12. So that's a really good presentation, very informative. So make sure you see that. On Wednesday, as I've mentioned before, we're going to have a wine tasting event at our booth. It's going to be starting at 5, so get ready for happy hour there. We're going to have some nice wines. We're going to have beer as well. We're going to have networking. We'll offer some giveaways. We're going to have some food. Just stop by, come over, meet the team, network, and enjoy that. And we have a special guest at the booth as well, Captain AM. I think we have a photo of Captain AM.
Oh boy.
You can, there's our great team showing some Captain AM. You can stop by, take some photos with the dome and Captain AM. And yeah, it's going to be a great time. So please stop by. And do we have how to book a meeting with the team as well?
Yeah, we've got that guy.
Yeah, so there is, go to our trade show page. You can see a link for the Formnext trade show. And you can set up a request for a meeting so you can meet the team if you want to discuss your applications in more detail. So it's very easy. Just fill out a form. We'll set you up with the meeting.
Yeah, and so I haven't been informed next yet, but this booth number is interesting. I would normally expect like numbers. What is 12 dot? Is there any meaning to that?
Hall 12, booth D01. We're at the entrance on one of the entrances. So Hall 12, booth D01.
All right, so Hall 12. Check us out at the entrance. We've got a lot in store for you. So definitely something to come and see. All right, so who here has been to Formnext before? Raise your hand. Michael, you have. Frank, you have, right?
No,
not yet. What are you most excited about, Frank, if this is your first? You and me, both.
I'm really excited I'm curious on the discussion we will have. So I appreciate everybody stopping by, have a discussion with us about our technology. And I'm really curious on the topics we will meet or we will have at the booth. So that's why I'm very curious on the Formnext. So I attended a lot of shows before, but Formnext is pretty new for me.
All right, awesome. Michael, what are you looking forward to the show? It sounds like you've been to these before.
Yeah, so Formnext is always a great time of the year. LPBF is still a young technology, and every year you can see new advancements in the technology. So it really amazes me how far we have come. And for me, the cool thing is that this is really just the beginning. So especially here at Velo, we know that with this technology, there's still so much potential. And I'm just very curious to see what's ahead and how the journey goes. And in the end, for me specifically, I'm excited now because we started our European operation for Velo 3D this year, and Formnext is just a great stage to introduce customers to our technology, really show them the parts, show them the quality and the added value that we can deliver. And one more thing I want to say. So I was talking about Augsburg earlier. Anybody who comes to Formnext or anybody who wants to know more and get in touch with us, there's always the possibility to visit us in Augsburg as well and see a machine. Actually, we have a machine running there.
Oh, that's true. We've actually got a nice little shot, I think, here. There you go. That's from the grand opening.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is a really, really cool facility, and that's the machine right down there. What alloy is running in that machine right now?
So right now we are running F357,
Okay.
so an aluminum alloy. But the cool thing is I can't tell too much about this, but we are also helping out the US team with that machine in qualifying new alloys. So that's in progress right now. So
Yeah.
really exciting and a great learning experience for the European team as well.
Yeah, I did mention we do have our list here of alloys. This is kind of what has already been released. A lot of interesting ones. A lot of space alloys. If you want to go to space, your one-stop shop of how to get to space. It's kind of... So I would like to ask anyone who's joining us today, any guest, what are you most looking forward to at Formnext? I want to ask that before I ask Lucia because I want to give enough time for to see your responses. But then let's go to Lucia.
What I'm most excited about,
Mhm.
just being there with the whole European team. As I mentioned earlier, we were a very small team last year, and now we have our entire European team that will be there. It's a great team, really fun, a great group of people, fun guys, very intelligent, knowledgeable. So yeah, just excited to see how we introduce ourselves to the European market.
Yeah, I'm also excited. This will be my first one. I've been wanting to go for a number of years now, and just with things going on in the global environment, but absolutely looking forward to it. One of the big things that I like about shows, you meet people face to face, and the fog goes away, right? So you can see things clearly. You get a better idea of what people's problems are, and you kind of have these conversations where you're not assuming or guessing anything anymore. You actually know the concrete facts of what's going on. So I'd say that's a big thing for me, is just getting out with the European environment, a global environment. My understanding is as you mentioned earlier, we've got Asian contingency out there. So people from all over the world are at this show, and they're wanting to see what the latest in additive manufacturing is. So definitely looking forward to all of that. All right, well, we're about up on time right now. I do want to open it up for any last thoughts. I'll go around the horn here, but we can start with Lucia, so we started with Frank last time.
So I just want to say thanks for joining us. Please stop by because we're really looking forward to meeting all of you at Formnext. Come by the wine tasting at least. And yeah, just stop by. We look forward to meeting you all.
Yeah, and there's our wine test. So on Wednesday at 1700, if you...
Yeah, 5 p.m., 1700. Stop by for some great networking, wine tasting. Meet our CEO. He'll be there as well. I forgot to mention that earlier.
So make a note on your calendar. Definitely don't want to miss that. Or Captain AM. That's a fun one.
Or Captain Britain. That's what it is.
Captain EU.
Yeah.
All right, Frank, any final thoughts?
Yeah, everybody's invited. So I'm happy to see everybody. Also, I'm happy if I can see new faces, which I haven't seen before. So new contacts is the biggest goal for me, to get more grip on the market. This is a big topic for us. We are pretty new in Europe, and we want to expand a lot. And I'm really excited what's happening and what are the topics in Europe are, because we have spoken a lot now here in the US. I mean, in Europe, we got a different market, so I want to hear some more information from our market.
Awesome. And Michael, we'll let you have the final thoughts.
I can just add to what Frank just said. So, and Mike, you also said a lot of space applications and space alloys that we've done, but I already have a lot of meetings booked with new business cases or talking about new business cases in new market segments, and this is just this really excites me how we are expanding into different sort of industries with the new products and the new solutions that we provide. So yeah, really excited about that.
Yeah, great. Looking forward to the show. And thank you everyone for joining us today. Great to hear from you all, and definitely looking forward to seeing everybody next week face to face. So that's all we have for today. Please make sure to follow Velo3D to get the latest show schedule. We've got, I think, one more show for the year, but then we're going to be up on holidays, and we're going to start 2023 with a bang. We've got a lot of great content in line for you. So I'll put up our wine invitation here in case anybody wants to take a good screenshot of that. But make sure to join us, and we're looking forward to seeing you.